This is Rinat Zervailov for Innomind.org. Today I'm reviewing a Logitech MX Air cordless, actually wireless mouse, and according to the packaging here, it says on the desk in the air, meaning that this mouse you can use wires like in the air, actually, not having to have it as a typical wireless mouse on the table. I'm gonna use this X-Acto knife on both ends and just lift it off. We have a lift off. That's just the packaging. Apparently it is designed to move you. I don't know where. Maybe it's gonna move you to the other space, like a different galaxy or something of that nature. Alright, the manual, user's guide. What is this? Yes, Logitech has been shipping their products with like cleaning cloths, and this is the driver and the software for this device to work properly. Alright, further in we are discovering that it's got this little dongle, USB dongle. Okay, it's pretty small, as you could see. That's all there is to it practically. No buttons, nothing whatsoever. It's just plug and go. It has the mouse itself. As you may see, it's very shiny on the upper portion of it. This is the bottom of it. Laser signal apparently is trapped in here, just like any other mouse. The on-off switch, let me show you the on-off, well, off, on switch, and this is apparently for recharging by putting it in the cradle, so we're yet to get into the cradle. The bottom of it seems to be made out of metal, but I doubt that it's made out of metal. It's got very sleek design to it and very comfortable so far in the hand. Apparently you can just hold it like that, but this is for the index finger. So you hold it like that apparently, and you navigate through these buttons. I mean, at this point I don't know yet how to operate it, but we're gonna go into it by reading the manual, or maybe by installing the CD, and it'll show you everything. Okay, here I am. You can see the weapon shooting at you, and you are sitting right somewhere like in the middle somewhere there, and you're watching it right now. Anyways, that's the mouse. You can use it as a regular mouse on the table apparently, and okay, no battery compartment or anything, so it seems that the battery is unhoused inside the device. Let's see what's beyond. Let's dig in deeper. There is this cover, okay, that you can just remove, and that reveals the recharging station, so to speak, or a cradle. Very hard to pull out, but I finally did. It's got a weight to it, a little heavy, but I guess it's supposed to be so that it's stable on the table when you place the mouse into it, so it doesn't fly off or tip over or something like that. Last but not least, the recharger pack, I guess, the adapter. Okay, small, very compact, so in case if you ever travel, it's pretty compact.
Pointing in the air. Using MX Air in the air is easy. Pick it up and hold it like a remote, with your fingers underneath the mouse and your thumb on top. Buttons. The main left and right keys work the same in the air as they do on the desk. Left click to select, right click for a menu. Gestures. When using MX Air in the air, you can make gestures with the mouse to control the volume or skip songs. Recentering the mouse. With MX Air, you can point in any direction and control the cursor. Sometimes you may want to point at the screen, and other times you may want to point away from the screen. If you're pointing away from the screen and watching a slideshow or video, with some applications, on-screen menus will appear if you move the mouse while watching a slideshow or video. To make the menus disappear, you need to freeze the cursor. Press and hold the back button for 2 seconds, and the cursor will stay frozen until you giving a presentation. You can use MX Air when giving a presentation. Press and hold the back button for 2 seconds to freeze the cursor, then click the arrow keys to change slides. Recharging the mouse. When the battery icon blinks, it's time to recharge MX Air. Set it in the cradle for 30 minutes to get enough power for 1 day. Leave it in the cradle for 2.5 hours to fully recharge. Using set point. You can change button assignments and adjust the cursor speed with set point. Click on the Buttons tab to reassign button.
Okay, so as soon as you install the driver, the software for this mouse, for the MX Air, it automatically leads you to this little brief video instruction, which is a plus. Very helpful to get acquainted with this particular device. I'm about 6 feet away from the receiver of this particular mouse, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on by switching the switch. I'm hoping there's enough battery juice. This is what happens here. As soon as you switch it on, it lights up the main controls. So there's the back button, there is the select, okay, there's the play, pause, and there's the volume. And this is apparently a scroll. So the scroll goes up and down, and this is not a button, okay. Now it says free space right here. So apparently it comes with free real estate, apparently, or something. I'm kidding. All right, so anyways, so without further ado, I have the cursor already happening on screen. All right, and I'm gonna concentrate on the screen now. Focus the camera on the screen so you guys can see what's happening on screen. So I'm using the mouse, and it's pretty free flow, very responsive, no lag or anything. And apparently this is this right here is the left button, so I'm gonna go ahead and close that out. There you go, worked fine. So as you can see, I can simply start things by pointing, and I don't have to like point at the screen directly. So strange thing happening. The audio is still playing, but apparently it did pause it, or I'm not sure. So okay, so I'm gonna try it again. So right now it's playing. I'm putting the pause. Yes, it does work. It does work with Hulu. Now I'm gonna try. Okay, the audio for some reason plays. I'm gonna increase the sound. You can see. So I'm pressing it. Do you see that? I'm moving it to the right or left, and you see that thing down there? It just moves with it. Pretty interesting approach, and very user friendly, let me tell you. Very good approach to minimize the amount of buttons. So only one button for volume, and just press and hold and move it right or left. Okay, so back button is apparently for web browsers. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna launch a web browser. Okay, so let's suppose we are watching news, and then I went to Gmail. All right, of course I would have to use the keyboard to enter it. Now I'm using the back button to go back, so I'm gonna press the back button right now, which is right here, and without any problems it goes back to the previous page that we were on. So it works perfectly. Now as far as scrolling, I'm gonna attempt the scrolling, which is right here. If you can see, that's the scrolling. Oh boy, this is so cool. This is just too cool to be true. Anyways, I'm really surprised by how easy it is to use this mouse, the MX Air. Alright, it's very responsive. You don't have to break a leg in order to scroll down or up. Okay. So apparently you can just press and hold on top of it or the bottom of it, and it'll go very fast. See that? Very easy, very cool. My first impression, I like this mouse. It's very sleek, and it functions the way it is advertised. I will give it 5 stars because of the fact that it's very easy to use and very good design. Just hits the hammer on the nail, so to speak. The select button, I'm not sure about this one. If you can see the SEL, let me just the SEL right there, the cell. So I'm gonna attempt to press it right now. Oh, okay, so apparently you can, okay, you can select, if you can see that text, you can select it, or let's suppose I want to select the text right here. I just select the text by pressing and holding on that button. You see that? It just selects it. So apparently you just navigate towards the field where you need to select something and select it. So select button works as a left button as well. I just tried it and it worked. This is a typical movie test. We're gonna attempt to navigate around the Windows Media Player, and this particular movie is Man on Wire. It's a documentary about a guy who put a wire between the Twin Towers in New York City back in '76 or so, '79 maybe. Anyways, so the easiest skip. Okay, the mouse is very responding. Okay, I am about 5 feet away, 6 feet away, and it seems to be working. I'm gonna attempt to use the gestures. Then again, this is not like a collection of songs, so the gestures, I wonder. Okay, so if I go back, okay, if I hit the back button once, it okay, anyways, didn't work. Scroll does not work in Windows Media. Let's see, pause perfectly, right on the money. Continue, like the playback goes on perfectly. Apparently it controls its own volume within the system settings. See that? It does not control the volume of the media player, the Windows Media Player. Okay, right now I'm doing that. And as you may see, the volume control in the Windows Media Player is still intact. So let's say I am moving it lower, and as you may see, nothing changed right here. We're gonna test out how the gestures work in the music scenario, music playback. So I'm gonna open up a Windows Media Player. According to the instructions, I must press and hold the play or pause button right here, this one. So if I press and hold that, I can control skipping to the next or skipping to the previous track. And I'm gonna do that within. Okay, so the music is playing, as you may see. Pressing. Let's see. Okay, now if you can see in the right portion of the screen, right here, that's the second song playing. So what I did is I pressed and made a circular motion towards clockwise circular motion. So I press and hold and I go to the right. There you go. Third song is playing. So let's suppose I want to go back to the second song. I press and hold and make counterclockwise. Perfect. Works perfectly. Let me tell you this, yeah, I'm really surprised by how beautifully it was designed and it functions. I find if you can see, I find these buttons a bit too long maybe for my fingers, but my fingers are kind of a average typical size fingers, and I find that it's like too far to reach. Maybe this is the portion that you have to press on where the light is, but I feel like I want to press here, like, you know, intuitively, so to speak, but I guess you can press here. So yes, that is a button. Yes. Yeah, where the light is, these are the buttons. So it's really convenient. I was at first a little bit confused that I have to reach out right into this portion. But apparently you can just press here and it's fine. And also you can use it as a typical mouse. Let me show you.